Hey, bourbon brothers and sisters, here we are, Angry Mac Whiskey Rants, giving you a full version of my breakdown for the crafts of 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. So, I'm going to break this down into two parts. The two parts are going to be the crafts, and the second part are going to be the craft industry. So, here we have distillers. So, let's shoot it right out of the box, heading right down to Kentucky. I'm going to go with preservation. Marcy and her staff down there in Kentucky, Preservation, are putting out some banger bottles. This is a Preservation Kentucky Bourbon Festival pick. I have a Rare Perfection, Old Saint Nick, Old Man Winter, everything they put out, absolutely bangers, full of flavor, authentic. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. When you're looking at the craft, some of it's a little bit more expensive than maybe at times you're willing to pay. Preservation is something that, yes, is a little bit more expensive, but good God, is it fantastic. So, preservation takes me out of the box into the lead. I would highly recommend it. If you haven't had a chance to try it, you probably should. Then we're going to switch gears up a little bit. We're going to head up to North Carolina. Southern Grace Distillery, Thomas Thacker. If you haven't heard of Conviction before, you probably should be. If you haven't heard of Conviction, perhaps you should be in jail. But the Southern Grace Distillery has quite a line. They have a double oak that's unbelievable. They have straight bourbon whiskey, which is unbelievable. This is the Founder's Reserve cask strength. I happen to love this whole product line. I'll be there the Sunday of Martin Luther King weekend at noon with a bunch of other creators and people. If you want to come down, meet me. If you want to come down, have a great time. If you want to come down and buy yourselves Conviction, I would highly recommend it. So there we are. Conviction, North Carolina, must try 2025. Then I'm going to head back down to Kentucky for the next two. Everybody knows me, knows I'm a Larrikin fanboy. Love Larrikin. Greg, Katie, the entire staff are putting out bangers. This happens to be a single barrel. You can get the wheated rye, you can get the maple finish, you can get the decades. There are so many great offerings from Larrikin that you should be looking into. You know, a lot of problem with the craft distilleries is distribution. So you have to go online. You have to find who is distributing this, and if they're not in your area. Yes, they're a little bit more. These items I am giving you are worth it. Larrikin, if you haven't tried it, you probably should. Don't know what you're waiting for. Next, we're going to stay down there in Kentucky, and we're going to go with the Neely family. Royce. They don't call them master distillers for nothing, and Royce is one of them. Master distiller, unbelievable. Rebecca's down there. She wears a killer hat, by the way. Rebecca is down there. They're making magic. So this is an old Jet Brothers, but they have the Neely family line, old Jet Brothers. They have an organic line. The stuff is great. Weeded, high proofs, low proofs, everything you could possibly want from a whiskey. Neely family, doing it right. If you get a chance to get one of these, you should. Then I'm going to head back up here to New York, my home state. If you haven't been able to figure it out by the accent, Northeast, home state, New York, Brooklyn. It's a 40-minute train ride. Kings County. Kings County's pot stilled in Brooklyn. It looks like it's in an old castle. I think it's an old fortress. God only knows what it is. Beautiful brick buildings in Brooklyn. Great tasting house. Here's what I tell everybody about the Kings County. If you see Kings County and it is dark, you should buy it. This happens to be a 137.6 proof. This is last year's bourbon barrel proof. I have this year's bourbon barrel proof on the shelf, and it's 141 proof. It looks like molasses. It's full of flavor. It doesn't drink as high as the proof. You buy this, you will be looking forward to their yearly batch every year in this time of year right now. I think it came out about a month ago. Gotten into the 141. I'm going to do a blind of both to see which one I do better eventually. Kings County. The darker, the better. That goes for the rye. The stuff that's not dark is pretty damn good also, man. That peated stuff, They make a coffee that makes a coffee martini, whiskey coffee martini that is just, it's to die for. I don't know what I can tell you. Now, here we go. Let's head it back to the Pacific. I'm going to Oregon. This is the Oregon Cask Strength Oregon Spirits Bourbon. Now, Oregon Spirits has some stuff from entry level to here. I happen to like, they have a weeded, it's a blue label. I happen to like that quite a bit. You know, they have their entry level bourbon, which is that 90 proof area. It's a good mixer, a good entry, but the quality of their lineup goes up until you hit this cask strength. This cask strength is popping in at 124. I'm going to finish the video with this. Brad, his wife, are doing some absolutely amazing things there in Oregon. If you get a chance to try Oregon Spirits, try it. Try it with an open mind. I'd recommend the wheat whiskey. I'd recommend the starter. But if you see this cask strength, it's very limited, I would go out and get it. So you have to ask yourself, why am I willing to pay the extra for the craft? And it's usually the shipping cost. And I'm going to tell you, because it's damn delicious. Because there's more in life than the legacy. There's more in bourbon than the legacy. The craft industry right now is the time to go for it. There's no glut. So as the legacy distillers raise prices to get you in with all these new labels, allocated bottles, pre-wax tops, anything they can do to bring in, the prices are starting to compare with the craft. They're not that much more. I'm going to tell you, every one I gave you today was damn delicious. I'm going to be back with the second half, and the second half is not necessarily going to be distillers. There's going to be some NDPs, some bottlers, some blenders. We'll see how that goes. For now, cheers with the Oregon Cask. This absolutely smells amazing. Find the people you love. Give them a hug. Tomorrow's no giving, man.